Hello, everybody, and welcome to the KC CHIROPulse Podcast, brought to you by Kats Chiropractic Consultants, helping chiropractors keep their pulse on success. I'm Dr. Michael Perusich, and I'm joined today by Marisa Mateja. Marisa, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Doing well. My gosh, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Actually,
Right?
Marisa and I have worked together for over 20 years, I think now. And Marisa, you handle a lot of for Kats Consultants, you handle a lot of the CA side of the business, whether it's consulting or training or just helping out with those processes. What do you say we talk about CAs today?
I would love that. It's one of my favorite subjects. I love handling and helping all of our chiropractic assistants out there. So that's one of my favorite things to do.
Yep. And yesterday you and I were talking a little bit about kind of the missing link sometimes in a chiropractic clinic, and it's not really anybody's fault. It's just kind of a thing that naturally happens, is we don't do enough training with CAs. And there's this difference between teaching and training. And it's like, we teach our staff procedures, but do we really ever train on them? And there's a big difference there.
Absolutely. Sometimes I think we end up learning by fire a lot of times in chiropractic offices. It's a busy place. It's hard to slow any processes down to be able to really spend the quality time that we need to a lot of times in helping CAs gain that understanding of even just the big picture of your clinic, and things like that. But sometimes that learning by fire is the only thing that we have. It's throw them in the deep end and hope they swim, right? And then we don't understand later on why they didn't stay with us long term, or they didn't quite grasp what we really wanted. And sometimes we have to take a step back and say, well, did we teach them and train them the appropriate way so that they know exactly what the doctor wanted, what the office staff needs to be doing, those kind of things? I think there's sometimes a missing component there.
You made me think of a great analogy. It's like teaching somebody to swim by sitting them down in a classroom, having them watch a video on how to swim, and then going out and pushing them into the pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you've seen it, but you haven't actually done it. And it's just there's such a difference between teaching and training. I can't really say that enough. It's kind of like if I was
learning component of that, and really grasping the concepts behind what you're trying to accomplish in your clinics.
And so what are the benefits of that? What are the benefits of actually getting staff to that point?
Well, number one, and I said it just a minute ago, it's understanding the big picture of your clinic. Sometimes I think there's a lack of understanding of what you're trying to accomplish, what those ultimate goals are for the clinic, for staff. And if they don't know what your goals are and what you're working towards, how are they on board? How do they know what to help with? How do they know how to keep patients on a good schedule? How do they understand, how to talk to new patients? How do they ever utilize your goals to get you guys cross that finish line? That's a huge component of it.
Yeah, it really is. And think about how many different scenarios that CAs get into, and you teach them how to answer the phone. For example, hi, this is Smith Chiropractic Clinic. I'm Susie. How can I help you today? So they get that part down. But what if on the other end, the patient asks a question that's off script?
Right.
Like, I was calling around today trying to find a chiropractor, and I'm looking for a chiropractor that does the activator technique. Well, what if the CA doesn't know whether or not you do the activator technique? Or if you don't do it, how to redirect them? So that's the finesse of getting out of the script, if you will, out of the teaching side of procedures and over to the training side, where you've got the finesse to be able to manage things like that.
And that's always one of my big things that I start with CAs when I'm working with them. It's the listening component and being able to take a scripted conversation but make it not feel scripted. It's taking some of those scripting things and being able then to move off script if you need to be able to ask the appropriate questions, to be able to take that next step with the patient and get them to schedule and become a patient of yours. And sometimes, like you said, that going off script is a requirement. But if you don't have the knowledge base behind that to be able to say, well, our doctor performs these techniques, these are the ones, however, and talk through that with the patient and let them know that there may be a better technique for them. There may be a different technique for them and things within your clinic. But if that's truly what they're looking for, being able to have that conversation with them. And, like you said, it's the knowledge base, it's that learning and teaching, which are completely different things.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. And, you're putting the clinic at risk if you don't do the training. You're putting the clinic at risk of losing a lot of patients. Again, if a patient calls up and says, I've got a knee problem, can your doctor help me with that? And the staff thinks, well, they're a chiropractor, they only work with the spine. Unless you've taught them that you work with all the joints in the body, they may not know that. So we make so many assumptions when we're teaching our staff, and it's the training component that really pulls them along. And then you said it just a second ago too, staff then winds up getting frustrated when they constantly are missing those components. They get frustrated and they don't stay. So we want that investment that we put into training our staff to pay off for everybody. We want staff to be happy. We want staff to stay, especially if they're good ones. And so we've got to kind of jump off the mouse wheel of treating patients sometimes and make sure that we're spending the time as a team to really get that training component in. It's kind of like if I was a football coach and we have a big game this weekend, and I came to the team and said on Monday morning, I came to the team and said, hey, I've designed 4 special plays that the team we're playing against on Sunday won't be able to figure out because they've never seen us do this on film. And so I go to the chalkboard and I show the team how to run these plays, and then we don't practice it. How good are we going to be at those plays come Sunday? We have to practice them every day, and we might run those same plays 25, 30 times at a practice. And we'll practice 5 days until we get to Sunday in the big game, and then we're good at those plays. And it's at that point that we're able to, again, go off script a little bit if we need to. If the defense isn't set up the way we thought it was going to be, we can still run the play because we can work around it because we know the play so well. That's the level you have to get to.
Absolutely. And I know that some doctors are going to say, oh, I just don't have the time to train my staff. I just don't have it. But you do. It's every day taking little bits and giving them that knowledge that takes them to the next level. It doesn't have to be a huge conversation. It doesn't have to be long, drawn out things. It can be short snippets of information. And actually, I think we learn a little bit better by that anyway. So, you take those short snippets every single day and you work towards giving them that big knowledge base, because the other step in this, not only do they gain that big picture knowledge, number one, but they also stay for the long term and they become what we call an advocate for your clinic. And, it's these layers that help them get to that point. And when they become an advocate for your clinic, they are invested in your clinic. They are looking for that big picture. They are looking for patients that could potentially be new patients in your clinic. They are talking to their family members. They are bringing their family, their friends, everybody into your clinic. Those are the people that you want being your front lines. Those are the people that you want sharing your office space with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And sharing office space is a great way to put it, because when you get your staff to that point, they actually become your marketing people. They become your new patient magnets. They become the person who, every time they go to the grocery store, they see somebody and give out your business card. They become this big extension of your clinic and your goals. So doctors, I implore you, you got to find time. And it's not hard. And one of the things we hear a lot is, a lot of doctors, they try to have a staff meeting every week, but they don't know what to talk about. And so it winds up just being a bitch and moan session, pardon my French, or they don't have one at all. And Marisa, you run our crew call program, which is a short video every week that doctors, you can use that for the basis of your staff meeting. And it's just great tools and great opportunities to be able to get together with your staff, have a program that you're going to watch together, or maybe you've watched it beforehand. They're usually about 15 minutes long, and you can have a solid staff meeting around that, and every week be training on all those things that are important in your office.
We give our docs the tools, and we have that new fundamentals program that incorporates one for the doctor and one for the staff each week, which is an amazing, affordable subscription program with no long-term commitments of any kind. So it's just a great way for you guys to implement training in your practices. I've got lots of them. They watch it. They talk about it. They talk about whether it's going to be pertinent in their office, and things that they may need to change. So not only do we cover customer service and some of those basics, but we cover procedures, and we cover new procedures, meaning, I just talked to a clinic the other day and they were having trouble thinking outside the box. And I'll say that's probably the biggest issue with a lot of our clinics. We get stuck in this, we've always done it this way, so I don't know how to do it any other way, or can't think another way. And so, just lots of different conceptual ideas of moving your clinic to that next layer, that next level. And so we're constantly putting out information that helps you succeed, helps you get to that next level. And this is, like you said, great staff meeting information. You take that topic, you talk about it, you break it down to what your clinic is doing and how you might need to change that, or how you need to modify it, or what you can do to, improve upon it even.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And you brought up one of our great programs that doctors, you can sign up for. It's super easy. It's called KC Fundamentals. It's a month-to-month subscription program. It's incredibly affordable, and every week you get a video, a webinar basically for the doctors, and then you get the crew call program, which helps you build information around your staff meetings.
Yep. And once a month, you can all jump on a Q&A session directly live with us, where we answer questions for you if you have anything about the classes that were put out and things. So it's a very good, affordable program to have the training, the coaching, all of those things, and help you as doctors, because that's what we're about. It's all about helping to create a better, bigger practice and more successful one for you.
Absolutely. Marisa, I think this is a very timely topic today.
Yeah.
So, all right, doctors, figure out how to train your staff, not just teach them. We appreciate you tuning in today to the KC CHIROpulse Podcast, brought to you by Kats Consultants, helping you keep your pulse on success. Be sure to check us out at katsconsultants.com, and from all of us here at Kats Consultants, stay informed and well adjusted.